with a family like Anna Kepner's, who needs enemies? Society, I want to welcome you to Clocked, Side Eye Society's true crime series, where we look, we pause, and we unpack a tragic mess.
Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print. Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print. Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print. Something here don't sit right.
It's your senior year of high school. You are 18. You are young. You are impressionable. You are a light. You are a cheerleader. You are a straight A student. There's no place to go except up. You are adored by your friends, your teachers. You are just that girl. You are ready to move on to the next phase in life, which we find out that 18-year-old Anna Kepner was looking to pursue a career in the military. Only for Anna's life, young life, 18 years old, only for her life to be cut short in the way that she passed so tragically and at the hands of a young man, her stepbrother. A cautionary tale about a Florida teen who, again, with family members like Anna Kepner's, no one on this earth needs an enemy. So here's what we know so far. What we know is that Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, has been charged with aggravated murder and sexual assault. So, backstory before we dive into the meat and potatoes. We want to talk really quickly about the players in this sick and twisted game. As a parent, thinking about this should just blow your mind, and it should make you think, especially if you are single and ready to mingle. It should really make you think about who you're dating, why it's important to vet people and get to know them all phases and stages of their life. You need to know what these people are like when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're indifferent, when they're angry, when they are frustrated. Also, you need to understand if these people have children. Hey, who did you have children with? What type of child do you have? Because I know what type of kid I have. So before we decide to blend families, we need to make sure that one, you and I are on one accord, that we're cool, that everything is copacetic. Then, and only then, will we start intermingling the kids. In Anna Kepner's case, it seems like her father wanted a relationship. I think his name is Chris Kepner. He wanted a relationship so bad that he was relationship hopping until he met this woman named Chantel Hudson. And Chantel, like Chris, was a divorcee. And Chantel has, Chantel has maybe 2-3 kids. Don't quote me. If you know for sure, just comment. So Chantel has children. One of her children, Timothy, we're learning, has behavioral issues. And it's to the point where this kid should not be around other children. He is a hindrance. He is a detriment. He is dangerous. So much so, again, he is the one that is looking at these charges for killing and sexually assaulting his stepsister, Anna. So Chris, Chantel get together. They're dating what? Maybe a year before Chris decides he's in love and puts a ring on it. So they automatically blend these families. Now, mind you, Chris, 18, Anna probably was 17 and a half at the time, has an 18-year-old daughter now. He gets with this woman who has children of her own. They move into his home. From what we are hearing and reports are saying, and word on the street, what people in the community are saying is that Timothy was obsessed with Anna. So much so, things got creepy, things got weird. Anna did not want to be around him. He was making her uncomfortable. So much so that she was scared of him. And hell, the average person would be scared of someone if you have become the object of someone's obsession. So this kid, what we're hearing, Timothy, obsessed with his stepsister. However, let the family tell it. They're now on the news and being interrogated in the courts, and their story is different than what the streets are saying. Chantel is saying, oh, Anna and Timothy were best friends. They got along so well. They loved each other. But that's not what Anna's ex-boyfriend, Josh, is saying. Josh was recently interviewed and he has come forward, and some are even saying that he was responsible for calling the FBI when the world found out that Anna had passed away, as tragically as she had passed away. Now, mind you, Joshua was telling reporters that, you know, Anna was the love of his life. She was a bright light. They got along well. She was just an amazing human being. So the red flags were flagging. Joshua said he was on the phone with Anna. They were FaceTiming, you know, as we all do, FaceTiming. Anna falls asleep on the FaceTime. And so Joshua notices that Anna's door opens and her stepbrother, Timothy, the one that I was telling you was obsessed with her. Timothy creeps into the room, and he gets on top of Anna, trying to SA her. Josh sees this and he's like, hey, what the hell are you doing? And Timothy gets scared immediately, jumps off of Anna and scurries down the hall. He says he can hear the footsteps. Now, mind you, Joshua says he and Anna were together. Josh was supposed to go on this cruise. Oh, but let me back up. So this happens. You know that saying, see something, say something? Well, Josh apparently did not, that did not sit well with him and with the average person. Hell, that would not sit right, with the average person who has empathy, sympathy, and who's like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to let this slide, not on my watch. See something, say something. So Josh says that he told Anna's father and Anna's stepmother, Timothy's mama, Chantel, the one that knows that her son should not be around other children because of his behavioral issues and whatever he has going on. Again, what did I say? He's a detriment and seemingly dangerous, so much so he, is now being accused of killing his stepsister. Joshua tells Anna's stepmother about what he saw. Now, immediately, if you are a person in a newly blended family and you have your child's boyfriend, girlfriend come to you with some dangerous information like that, oh, hell no. No, y'all got to move, or we're moving until we sort this situation out. Like, we need to have a whole ass conversation. But in the meantime and in between time, hell, y'all can keep the house. Me and my daughter, we are moving until we sort this crazy, this craziness out. So what does Chris and Chantel do? Oh, seemingly it seems like they sweep that shit under the rug, because next thing you know, the Kepners are planning a family cruise. Now, again, you have a young man telling you what he saw with his own eyes. This isn't hearsay. Hey, this is what I heard. This is what Anna told me. This young man says he saw this with his own eyes. He saw Anna's stepbrother come into the room and get on top of her, trying to SA her. And because he said something, it scared the shit out of Timothy, and he didn't know that anybody, he thought he was just alone with Anna. Didn't know that anybody was, that the streets was watching him, literally. So you would think, again, like I said, Anna's father, I don't know. And again, that goes back to single parents, or just singles in general, just not knowing how to be alone or knowing how to date, going through the vetting process. It should definitely take time. As you are getting to learn and unpack your partner, you should be trying to unpack traumas. Okay, what was your last relationship like? Get some references, like, hey, ask the people. Facebook is a thing. Social media is a thing. You guys might have friends in common, people you might know. Reach out to those people. Hell, who am I potentially getting in bed with? So, in my opinion, in my opinion, I know that Anna's father did not do his due diligence. And I need to understand that how, as a parent, if someone is telling you that someone has allegedly harmed your child, why this relationship wasn't ended, why you didn't find yourself in divorce court, or why you didn't take yourself down to the courthouse and say, hey, I'm filing for immediate separation until we unpack this shit, because this is not okay with me. But no, you plan a family vacation. You invite your mama, your daddy, your kids, your wife, and her children all on this cruise, knowing what this young man has said to you. So family goes on a cruise. And what I find sick, twisted, and sadistic is that you have the grandparents sharing a stateroom. You have Chantel, Chris, and I believe her daughter sharing a room. Then you have Anna sharing a stateroom with Timothy and with her 14-year-old brother, Connor. Now, did we not just say that Anna's ex-boyfriend told you what he saw? He saw Timothy getting on top of Anna, trying to SA her. And you decide that, hey, Anna and the boys, we're going to put you guys in a room together. First of all, that absolutely makes no sense to me. I just feel like, in my opinion, that Anna was being served on a platter. And if you saw that picture that ABC News shared of Timothy's POV with him sitting and taking a picture of Anna getting ready, it's like her back is to him. You see her in the mirror. I think she may have a curling iron in her hair, whatever. She's getting ready. So anyway, the family is on this cruise. Now, mind you, Anna is a senior months away. This cruise happened last November. Anna is living her best damn life. I remember being 18 and being footloose and fancy free. Like, oh my God, I'm going to college, excited about what was to come, planning, my future, essentially. So Anna and the family are doing what they do on the cruise. ABC News showed pictures of Anna and the family on the cruise being silly, having a family fun. So they were at dinner one night. Anna says that she's, the grandmother. This is her account. Now, again, this is my opinion. When watching that ABC News account, did you not get the creepies watching Anna's grandparents speak. I mean, not one tear was shed, not, I don't know what happened to her. All I know is that Timothy was, in the room, was in the room with her. I'm not saying that he did anything. I'm going to let this play out in court. What the hell? Grandma and grandpa was not crying. Dad seems a little too stoic. This family, in my opinion, it's weird. I feel like Twilight Zone, again, Anna, I feel like was a sacrificial lamb, and she was served on a platter to this sick, demented, and twisted kid. So anyway, they're at dinner. Anna's not feeling too well. She excuses herself from the table, goes back to the room. Now, mind you, they say minutes later, Timothy decides that he wants to go back to the room. First of all, if my daughter said that she was going back to, first of all, my kid would not be sharing a room with her sibling. I don't care how damn old they are. I don't care if they got the same mama, same daddy. I just absolutely the fuck not. No. So this kid gets up and decides he wants to go back to the room. So not one flag, not one red flag, not one yellow flag was thrown on the plate to say, hey, Tim, why do you need to go back to the room? Anna says she's not feeling well. Why do you need to go back to the room? So anyway, Timothy excuses himself. He goes back to the room. Now, mind you, Anna's 14-year-old brother decided he wanted to go sightseeing to check out the cruise ship. And in the midst of him leaving, he said he heard some screaming. He said he could hear chairs, what sounded like chairs being pushed around the room. And I think he said he may have paused for a minute, but maybe he's like, oh, I'm hearing things. So he just kept going. So at that time, we are led to believe, after hearing this account, that those are the final screams of his sister. So what ends up happening, cops are saying that Timothy, so they're saying Anna died of asphyxiation, which means she was strangled to death. So it seems like Timothy strangled her. Then we're hearing that after, maybe he sexually assaulted her. Anyway, he does all these horrible things to this young girl, and one can only imagine what her last few minutes of life were like. This kid unalives her, stuffs her body under the bed, and then tries to cover it with life vests. After this happens, what accounts are saying is that I believe Chantel finds out about it, and she waits to text Timothy's father about what happened. Anyway, Anna goes missing, okay? And no one seems to know where the hell she is until we're hearing that someone cleaning a room found her body badly beaten and just a mess. And then Anna's creepy grandparents goes back to saying that they heard, an announcement being made over the loudspeakers about some type of an emergency happening in a stateroom. And then when they said the stateroom number, they, started crying because they knew that it was, Anna and the boys' room. So again, Anna passes away. Anna's mother is not, now we find out that Anna's mother had a substance abuse problem. And the stepmother made it so that Anna's mother could not have a last goodbye. There are so many things that is wrong with this story. And I'm just wondering when, so we saw that Anna's stepmother took the stand. She was questioned. But we need the wheels of justice to start turning a little bit faster. Like I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know everything that goes into these cases. But when you look at, and I know they're supposed to follow the evidence and but I'm sorry, for someone sitting and watching these stories, the evidence was presenting, I blame Anna's father. I do. I blame Anna's father wanting a relationship so bad that you overlook the person that you decided you wanted to marry. You made this choice. You dragged your child along for this wild and tumultuous ride that ended in her death. So it's just, there's so many things wrong with this story. And a life was taken too soon at the age of 18. We don't know what this young woman could have been. And I mean, honestly, it's almost crazy to say that Anna is actually in the safest place that she could be in right now, and that's being with God. Because again, those people that shared her DNA and her bloodline, they preyed upon her. They just really did. So we're going to continue talking about this case as, you know, we get more pieces of information as they're being divulged to us. But society, I need to know in the comments how you feel about this story about Anna Kepner losing her life and the way that her family is seemingly handling this situation, or the lack of empathy and tears that we're seeing in the fact that her father could still be married to the mother of the kid that killed his daughter. Baby, I just can't. I cannot. So continue to subscribe to the channel. Thank you to my 481 subscribers. Thank you for rocking with your girl and for divulging, you know, in the channel, and for just rocking with me as I build this channel. Just get with me in these comments as I get with y'all, as I, you know, comment back. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just feeling a certain kind of way. The story just doesn't sit right with me. But yeah, get with me in the comments. I will get with y'all in the next video. And in the meantime and in between time, we will stay side-eyeing and unpacking the messiness that continues to hit social media.
Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. No, I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print. Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. No, I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print. Something here don't sit right. We pause, we look twice. Yeah, we clock it every time. No, I don't rush the headline, I read the fine print.